Hey, check out this. I had never seen those kinds of Tesla charger before. Kind of cool. Are you excited? Let's see this as a test drive, a test solo road trip. Currently driving through the fog in autopilot. I still need to put my hand on the wheels though. I turn on the autopilot just so I can set up the camera. It's kind of scary, like roller coaster. I decided to put the camera like this so you can see me. I put on some sunscreen. If you're wondering why my face is suddenly clean. With the car being on autopilot and us stuck in the traffic, I thought maybe I can tell you a bit of my plan. So I'm planning on going to San Diego to pick up my MacBook Pro with somebody that I found from the Facebook Marketplace. That's where you go to find good deals on used products. Be careful, there are lots of scams. So I found this MacBook Pro 2550 used with 36 charge cycles and a 16-core CPU and a 30-core GPU with 1 terabyte SSD and 36 gigabytes RAM. Yes, I did my homework. And that's the spec I would need to do whatever data science project I have for school and for editing my shots as well. And I think 1 terabyte is good because I can save lots of screen recordings and I can run the OBS software, which is the software that I use for screen recording. So that's what's up. I don't really have any plan to explore San Diego. By the time I get there, it'll be likely close to 6. Yeah, I've already been on the road for an hour. I'm feeling tired now. My shoulder feels sore. All right, so I'm thinking let's do something kind of special. Oh, I didn't share this yet. I got a new haircut. It took me about 3 hours to drive here. I came down here to pick up a MacBook Pro. It's in the back of the car. I'm really glad that I got a new MacBook. Anyway, I started posting on the 15th, and the point is, I haven't published the episode where I got a new haircut yet, but yes, I got a new haircut. I hope you guys like this haircut, because I feel like this haircut really looks like me, as in it's very gender neutral. Anyway, I heard that San Diego is known for its barbecue, so before I go back home, I'm thinking I'll try out their barbecue, and I went on Yelp. The first results that showed up is this place called Phil's Barbecue. So I am parked right in front of Phil's. I am going to try out the barbecue in the car, and I'm going to reply to all of your comments individually. So yeah, that's what this video is gonna be about. I didn't really plan on this, but the autistic side of me feeling very emotional when I see so many comments. And it's been 2.5 weeks since the 15th that I started posting, and I'm really, it's just beyond me. Thank you so much to the 112 of you. I will eat barbecue and reply to the comments of each one of you. So I'm going in there to, oh my god, the line is really long. I think I'm for sure gonna try this barbecue roll ham sandwich. It's a bun? Yeah. Check out this sanitary door opener. I'm going to reply to the comments individually here. Okay, this is now recording and I'm in my car. I've got my MacBook out. This is actually the 4th attempt, or the 5th actually. It's the 5th day of me trying to reply to your comments. I lost the first footage, and last night I was trying to record me reading your comments and replying to you. I ended up not doing it. Why? If you watch my next video, you'll find out. I had no idea that it's a sign of emotional dysregulation. So what that means is it's very emotionally challenging for me to read your comments and to formulate a reply. And like, I've never really received so much positive attention all at once in my life, and I'm not used to it. The fact of receiving actually all these warm, kind words, it makes me feel emotionally overwhelmed. Over the past 3.5 weeks, I kept wondering, my inner critic is saying, like, how do I deserve this? Literally, like, I don't deserve this. But I think it's time for me to say I disagree with my own inner critic,
And so I am going to do my best, embrace the feeling as it shows up, and read all of your comments and reply to you. So let's start. So I'm going to start with the first video. The first video I uploaded, what is it like to be actually autistic? A 26-year-old immigrant in LA. I left China. What happened? That was an impulse share. I'm currently editing all of the footage I filmed that day. The ones that I have posted so far are everything that happened leading up to that episode. My original plan was to film for 30 days straight and finish editing everything and start posting episode by episode. And that plan fell through. Now that I know what happened on that day was actually a misunderstanding. Disclaimer: never check your partner's text without their approval. And I did, and that was my mistake. And I had mistaken him meeting up with a woman with a boyfriend. And I believe he told me that when they met up, her boyfriend was also there, so it wasn't a date. But I had totally misunderstood the situation. Why? Because I do have a trauma of my first relationship ended because of cheating. So everything will be explained in the next episode. But our goal here is to reply to the comments. So let's get started with that. I am gonna do this in a chronological order. Okay, so the first comment that I've ever had from that video was from me. Thank you for the 2 views I have. Maybe one of the views from myself, but I feel seen and relieved to have shared this. I want to keep posting and bringing you on a journey of how I get myself up from bottom up and starting over at 26. That was I will give myself a pat on my shoulder for this. I'm going to like this. And next. The second comment I have was also from me. Should I be more proactive in making friends? Anyone has any good advice for someone who is autistic when it comes to being proactive? And to which Sheila Fitzgerald 478 replied, hey, I'm autistic as well, but that aside, I think you should say this is a natural hiccup. Of course, once you first come to another country and just landed 2 days ago, you're going to be really nervous for a while. I think if you take it out, you'll be good. Definitely be more proactive, but be careful. Best of luck to you. Thank you. It's very encouraging. And I didn't just land 2 days ago. Maybe that's a metaphor. I actually came here in 2015, and it's been 9 years since I've been in LA actually. But now I'm 26. I feel like I'm truly just starting to know my values and starting to feel confident in myself. Honestly, I've had this hiccup so many times. It was probably a turning point that I decided to do this. That emotion really helped me to reach out, to share. And thank you. Okay, next comment. It's also from me. I have 2 bachelor majors from UCLA. I'm unemployed, and my master program starts later this month. That was me trying to make myself stand out a bit by mentioning the fact that I have 2 bachelor majors from UCLA. And in hindsight, that's a little bit cringe that I name dropped. The reason why I did that, well, everyone that I know, my family included, are very proud of me for getting into and graduating from such a good school. But when everybody know that I'm struggling to get employed, I feel like I'm pretty disappointed, and it's been a disappointment, to be honest. And that's what I can say about going to a good school. Of course, I appreciate the experience I've gained. Let's move on to the next comment. Thank you for the 3rd view. That was self-encouragement there. I deserve a like to my own comment. Just AVVT. Hey, I saw this in my FYP. Stay strong. I'm half your age. You know what? Just AVVT. When I saw your comment, I immediately have a sense of shame or guilt. I just felt like, oh, I wish I am in a better place. I wish I could be a better role model, because I know what it's like. When I was 13, I look up to people and I have dreams and hopes about a better future when I grow up. And my sister, when she was 13, I remember what it was like. She was also very much looking up, very much hoping to grow up. You know what? I feel so much better now, and I really, really, really appreciate your comment and everything you're telling me right now. It is absolutely right. Everything will get better, and thank you. Next comment. That one guy. Stay strong and don't feel alone. Millions go through it too. You're right about reminding me millions go through it. So thank you for reminding me that. Next comment from Flying Monette. Wish you luck and healing on your journey, girl. Thank you. That's a very cute name. Next from JJ Funtaro. Stay strong. These feelings suck, especially when they come in full force. But please take it one moment, one day, and 1 week at a time. It helps break down how overwhelming the future can be. I wish you all the best. It does get better, I promise you. It always does. But it's also okay to feel like this and sit down with your emotions. Sitting down with emotions sometimes is really difficult. So thank you so much for your comments. And as I'm reading this, I am feeling a lot of emotions too. Because like I was saying earlier, the inner critic of me is saying, I'm so attention seeking and I am so pathetic for trying to seek sympathy from people. But you know what? I believe that I posted this that night for a reason, and maybe it'll serve as a reminder for my future self that these emotions, once I transform it into something, maybe like a video or maybe like this, I communicated that emotion to the world, and I want to be open to these kindness and these compassion, all of the kind words and kind people that I am receiving because of people like you, like all of you reading and watching this here. And you know, it's really transformative. I have been just procrastinating doing this because it's a lot of emotion to process. I'm not like a lot of people who can reply on the go. I am hoping that I can reply to you guys more promptly, and the reason why I'm not doing it is really because it is a lot of strong emotions for me, and I am still learning how to sit with those emotions, how to interpret them. Thank you so much. Next from Taylor A. Bell. You'll be fine. The rough day will end and a new day will rise. As we all start a repetitive process, you have to find joy in the little things that help you get through the day. Focus on your studies and take one day at a time. That's very wise. Imagining taking things one day at a time can feel very scary because it's almost like, because of the fact that it is so unpredictable. But I guess once we've have become more settled, things will start to feel repetitive. Maybe that's when I'll be able to find small joys in life. And right now, since I'm in flux, in a state of change, it's difficult. It's a different state I'm in when I'm in a state of flux. I really like the part that about having to find joy in the little things that help you get through the day and focus on these things that sparks joy. The battery died while I was filming in the car. So now I'm back in the phone booth and picking up from where I left off, and we left out at Kin Templars. This was quite a lot to unpack, but I think that you gotta look at the situation as more of a learning experience. If we compare life to the ocean, then it's easy to focus on the rough waves when you gotta lift your head and gaze out at the bigger picture. You sound and seem like a cool person,
So don't let this experience keep you down. Listen, starting out as a barista, doing a warehouse job is all parts of bettering yourself and the path to finding better work. Everyone follows a different path to getting from point A to point B. So try to get into hobbies, or maybe pick up streaming if you feel like it. You sound like you have a lot of stuff that you could talk about, but I wouldn't feel bad about yourself. It's all a process. First of all, thank you so much. And I totally agree with you that, I feel like sometimes I do dwell on things that's not so ideal in life. And over the past 3.5 weeks, I do feel like sharing this very, very down moment in life had transformed me. In the past, I feel like I would have those emotional moments. I don't know if I would call this an emotional meltdown. And I think now that I've recorded and captured that moment, I've fixed that moment in time. And now it's been 3.5 weeks, and there has been some distance, and I've captured this through documented with videos. And now I'm in a different point in time, and looking back, I feel like it does serve as a reminder. It helps me consolidate that memory, and I know, okay, that happened in the past, and now I'm in a different place in life, and let me try not to. I feel like I no longer need to dwell on that moment because I've captured it and I've externalized it and I've shared it. And I can't agree with everything you're saying here. I can't agree with it more. And I love that analogy of, if we compare life to the ocean, and sometimes there are those big waves and I see them as my emotion. It can be overwhelming, but thanks for reminding me of zooming out. And this is actually the third time I read your comment, and every time when I read it, it's a perfect reminder. Thank you. Up next, Fairlington 2008. You'll overcome the struggle. Thank you. I feel much better now. So up next, B Honey Pie Son 1674. Everything will be okay. Just hold on. Thank you so much. It's I have a flat face, but when I read these words, it actually makes me feel really emotional. There is a critical side of me that's saying, how do I even deserve this? But once again, I want to be open to receiving kindness. Thank you. A lot of the times, just having someone telling me, or just having somebody saying everything will be okay, just hold on, is more than enough. It's like, this is exactly what I need. Thank you. Jessica329. I've watched a few of your videos now, and I don't know, the guy you're dating is giving me some serious toxic vibes. Like the way he seems to have you thinking you're disposable, or how he's got you thinking he could leave you for any woman at any time. I just don't think reality is like that. You're worth a lot more than you give yourself credit for. Also, I've heard him talk to you in a different vlog, and he just gave me weird vibes. Not really sure if that means anything, since I'm just an internet stranger and don't know him or you. But yeah, I just wanted to comment because my alarm bells are going off with this guy, You know what? This is very, very sweet of you. I know it's coming from good intention, and I know I occasionally do this to my friends as well. And over time, I've learned that people outside of a relationship only see one side of this relationship. And for us who are in this relationship, for me and him, at the time of filming this, we've actually officially parted ways, and as of today, I'm still editing the footage from September 16th, and I'll explain in my next episode 11, how my emotional dysregulation has been. I've been procrastinating
editing that video, just like I've been procrastinating replying to all of these comments because it's very emotionally, it just feels like it stirs up a lot of feelings in here. I guess one thing I do want you to know is that I'm in a safe place now. We're still friends, and it's complicated, and I want to update you guys in the future on how it goes. And for now, neither of us know. A disclaimer: there are toxic behavior that I personally am exhibiting and he is exhibiting. These are all things that we need to work on. I'm hoping I'll be able to share my life in an unfiltered way, but that is not for anyone to mimic or copy. I feel like a side of me is thinking that everything that I see out there is so perfect, and sometimes I feel like I would like to see how someone had gone from point A to point B, like how somebody can go from total feeling like a failure, feeling like a mess, or feeling like I'm in a toxic relationship and everyone else is in a very healthy and perfect relationship. How it can feel very hopeless to ever get myself to a better place when everyone else's life just seems so unrelatably healthy or perfect. This is the intention that I have in wanting to share my progress. And if I do find this relationship not good for my own growth, I wouldn't even stay friends with him. My vlogs is following my own perspective, and now I know I am questioning this relationship, which is why we've parted ways. This actually reminds me of a Taylor Swift song in which she's singing about how she feels like there are people who raised her just to cage her. And I interpret it as in she feels like sometimes her dating decision or her choice isn't respected by her fans or people who supported her in the past. And I find that really sad. And that's actually one of my biggest fear. Like, I do want to be as open as I can, and I want to share about how relationship works for me from an autistic neurodiverse perspective. And at the same time, I do hope people understand, for us in a neurodiverse relationship, a lot of times things are just more complicated, more messy, and it doesn't look like a relationship that I guess neurotypicals could form. And by the end of the day, I hope my decision can be respected. And all of that is to say, I really appreciate you. Thank you is what I want to say. Okay, now, so the autistic, everything will be okay. I have autism too, and we're all here to support you. Thank you. I imagine you couldn't really tell from my face. Reading all of these comments, it gives me this warm and fuzzy feeling like here in my stomach that, I'm like, really, that's why I've been procrastinating. And thank you. I really do. Okay, so that sums up everything from the first video that I impulsively shared on September 16th, 2024. And there are more comments that I am going to reply. So, talk to you later.